Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Stranger Days, and it truly is Stranger Days when we find out that the deep fake technology, the AI that can take your favorite actors and put them almost seamlessly in some cases, depending on the quality of the footage used, into porn or literally any other kind of activity. This was a big thing earlier this year, and people realized that this technology is available through an app, and anyone can really play with it. In fact, I have seen some odd ones that made their way through Pornhub, and it was interesting because there was almost in some cases an uncanny valley reached with it, which literally made me fear for the future and what comes out of all of that kind of stuff. Because if this stuff gets so good, if this stuff gets so real, are people going to ever truly be able to, well, differentiate between that and a real event? And you know what? There are people out there that are stupid enough to believe that it's real. At least I have to give this particular story a bit of credence because China understands the problem too, and that doesn't seem like they're really kind of shying away from it. It says here that the world's first AI news anchor unveiled in China. The tireless artificial news radar simulate the voice, facial movements, and gestures of real life broadcasters. How in God's name is that not somewhat frightening, right? How in God's name is that not somewhat insane? That's scary. Never mind the visual flub you just saw. That's scary, right? that they're able to recreate through AI these people, these broadcasters, right? I mean, imagine if I was an AI, someone was able to take all of this, and put it into a system and simulate everything about me, and then I don't even have to do my job anymore. I just pump in a script, and it does it. It emphasizes based upon understanding of how I vocalize and how I verbalize things. That's kind of freaky, but that's also the fucking future. Now it says here, China's state news agency, Xinhua, I probably mispronounced that, this week introduced the newest members of its newsrooms, AI anchors who will report tirelessly all day, every day, from anywhere in the country. Chinese viewers were greeted with a digital version of regular Xinhua news anchor named Qi Hao. The anchor, wearing a red tie and pinstripe suit, nods his head in emphasis, blinking and raising eyebrows slightly, saying, "Not only can I accompany you 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, I can be endlessly copied and present at different scenes to bring you the news." Xinhua also presented an English-speaking AI based on another presenter who adds, "The development of the media industry calls for continuous innovation and deep integration with the international advanced technologies. I look forward to bringing you brand new news experiences." Developed by Xinhua and Chinese search engines Sogou, the anchors were developed through machine learning to simulate the voice, facial movements, and gestures of real-life broadcasters to present a lifelike image instead of a cold robot. To be fair, I watched the videos, and if those are how the Chinese anchors actually operate, then I would say that is probably a cold robot is what they expect. What you got to do, China, got to get some YouTubers to come over there to be a little bit louder and get a little bit more crazy on the face, right? Because here's the thing, even with the way YouTube operates, this is a quick side thing. When I do my content, when I post my videos up there, YouTube will pick 3 suggested thumbnails. Right now, originally, I thought it was just like a clip from the beginning, a frame from the beginning, the middle frame, and the end frame, or one towards the end. It actually turns out that's not what they do at all. The 3 that they select are based upon my facial expressions. That is what they choose. They analyze as it's processing the content. It analyzes my facial expressions. And so if I'm smiling, it will pick those types of frames to suggest to me to be a specific thumbnail. That is pretty creepy. Pretty damn creepy, but that's what they do. And not only that, not only are they able in this case to recreate these lifelike AIs, right? The voices don't sound very good. Text to speech hasn't really been fully simulated yet in a way that, or fully perfected. Obviously, most of it sounds pretty terrible. Very robotic, Microsoft Sam-like. There are a couple of apps out there online that sound relatively decent in short bursts, but an elongated news brief would just come across like very robotic and people would turn off. How they're going to be able to sell this is by mimicking these people's voices to the point of perfection where you can't tell the difference. And the reason for this ultimately is that our minds prefer content 51% audio, 49% visual. Okay, so what you hear has every bearing on the reality around you, right? It does. We're always processing data in our ears. We're always processing our surroundings. We're always looking to see what's around. And so we hear things. And if human voices are robotic, but it looks real, it's going to play with us. It's going to come across as artificial and not real. But that leads me to what Adobe had pimped a couple of years ago, which has not come anywhere further than what it is right now, at least from what I know. But this technology is super fascinating. Adobe is developing Photoshop for your voice. Now, what this is right here is just an article talking about the Adobe Voco. Now, Adobe Voco is an app, right? A technology that they're developing where essentially it boils down to this. If I provide this app with 20 minutes of me talking, which, let's be fair, is not hard to get. 20 minutes of me talking, not hard to get. Then it will analyze my vocals, my speech pattern, analyze what I enunciate, analyze how I talk, analyze how I sound, and then I could type in words into the app and it will play it back in my own voice. Not words that I said, not words that are clipped out of that 20-minute segment that I gave it, but words that are typed into a machine, and then my voice repeats. Now, obviously, this is not going to be for the general consumer. That's what they said. Although one day, yeah, it will. But they talked about possibly watermarking everything, so you know that it's not going to be legit, because that's going to be a fear. That's going to be a fear to emulate somebody's voice, to get them recording, to emulate their voice in order to frame them of a crime, right? Or have them admit something they didn't do, or have them give an order that they don't mean to give. These are practical fears over this technology. And as China gets ready to do more with this, and they are probably going to be already developing something like this, and I guarantee you they probably already have. The technology out there exists. In Adobe Voco's case, what the idea there is that it's meant to be for like audiobooks, right? You want to add a section into an audiobook, but you don't want to bring the person back in. There's that. Or if you are doing a podcast and you need to add in a thing, then that would be something that would be easy to do. You just type a couple sentences in there. It sounds okay. It goes with the flow. You're good to go. Now, I joked when I first heard about this. I'm like, if I could ever get my hands on it, I would pump hundreds of hours of my own voice into the program. So then I'd be able to just like not ever actually have to record anything again. I would just type it all up and then submit it, and it would pop it out in my voice. Then I realized that's not a lot of fun, because I like to do this. It's fun. So that's the reality we're living in, right? AI news anchors in China that can be anywhere, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, provide you with up-to-date news information because somebody is pumping it in. And what if that information isn't true? That's another thing too. Where's going to be the human fact checker on this one? Where's going to be the ombudsman of the situation? Does China and all of its state-controlled media glory have an ombudsman? No, the answer is they don't. They clearly don't. Our future is going to be very interesting in regards to AI and machine learning. I'm both excited and deeply frightened as a result, but I leave it to you. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is going to be a big breakthrough? Is this going to be something that's going to crash and burn? Do you care at all? Let me know down in the comments below. If you made it this far in the video, type in AI in the chat so I know. Be sure to toss a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I post new content every single day. And remember, guys, if you want to watch more videos, you can do so, but just remember to
turn off that pesky ad block.